I keep talking about persistence here, and that means that we got to bring the D word into the discussion, and that's discipline. And discipline's best buddy, their favorite pal that actually helps us get everything done, is the other D word, devotion. Devotion runs on desire. It's that animating, enlivening, exciting force that tells us this is what I'm curious about. This is what I'm motivated to explore. This is why I create art. And this is why I feel like creating the specific art that I feel like creating today, even if it doesn't make sense to my logical mind. But that's why devotion and desire, they're like this. They're best friends. They can't function without each other. Because in order to show up regularly to your desire and exercise devotion towards that desire, sometimes you have to apply a little bit of force. And this isn't like the capitalistic, like hustle culture that we've been taught of just do the thing even when you don't feel like it. You find ways to make yourself feel like it by getting back in contact with that desire. This is not just a process of thinking about why we like to make the art, why it's important to us, why we're actually devoted to the creative process. It's a practice of actually somatically getting in contact with that feeling, bringing that energy up in our body, allowing it to infuse all of our cells and catalyze us into action. And the way you do this is usually by playing. You just play. You explore, you get curious, you try to find that spark again by looking for like what sounds yummy. I'm gonna say this over and over again because this is really the basis of creative practice. You have to find ways to make yourself excited to do the work and not make yourself in an artificial forced way, but actually allow that energy to be authentically reborn within you every single day. That's why a lot of my creative practices just start out with games. They start out with me writing about a thing that makes no sense and has nothing to do with anything I'm actually trying to get done right now, because it feels fun, because it feels exciting. And usually, if I follow that thread long enough, it leads me to the thing that I actually think I want to do. Or it leads me to something more important. Or it leads me to building the resources so that I'm able to show up and do that thing the next day or the day after that, or when my body is actually ready to do that work. Because sometimes you gotta rest. And not all rest is doing nothing. And not all rest is scrolling TikTok and watching TV. Some rest is actually play. Some rest is active rest, is finding a gentle, soothing activity that builds energy and actually refreshes and revitalizes you.